The cube is fundamentally a foundation of knowledge. The psychomythic drama of Adam is the drama of knowledge. Adam desired knowledge. Satan said, "You can have it all now." Then came the fall and the saga of history. A process has unfolded throughout history of determining and defining what knowledge is and what is valid knowledge. Today, information is mistaken for knowledge. This is so much information that we do not know what to do with it. As a result, there is little understanding as to what genuine knowledge is. As a system of knowledge, the 6 sides of the cube correspond to the 6 darshans, or points of view, of the Vedic system, where the foundation, bottom, darshan is called Samkhya, the mathematical, logical, or cosmological point of view. The top corresponds to Vedanta, the metaphysical, non-dual point of view. The plane of mind consists of Vedanta above and Samkhya below. The plane of will corresponds to Visheka, the scientific naturalistic point of view, right side, and Niyaya, logic or dialectical point of view, left side. In the plane of spirit, the backside is yoga or supersensible point of view, and the front side is Mimamsa, the theological point of view. This is how the Vedic system corresponds to the 3 planes and 6 faces of the cube. We can define a whole system of knowledge, whether it is the Vedic system or the I Ching system, through the intrinsic metaphysics or logics of the cube. Meditation on the cube reveals its structure as a manifestation of primal knowledge. It is what is before and after the realm of conceptualization. It is the primal self-perfection, and yet it is the self-perfection that we all aspire to. It is the alpha and omega of the projection of the supermental into the domain of the discriminating mind. This is the final metaphor of the goal of our self-perfection, where the final goal has been equalized. The cube is a metaphor of our own perfection and transcendence. It is the projection of a supermental structure of knowledge into the realm of our discriminating mind and awareness. Through illuminating projection into our mental layers, the angel of knowledge implants structures of intelligence into our mind and intellect. When we come to know something, we recognize, or recognize, a structure that conforms to what has already been planted in the mind. The cube defines the perfection of the law of time. The 16-year cube of the law, derived from the 16 cube positions of days 7 to 22 in the telectonon, define the matrix cube of time. Within the matrix cube of time are the 64 codons in each of the 13 permutations to create an 832-week cycle, summarized as a higher dimensional time cube constructed over a 16-year cycle of time. The final supermental projection of the cube is the 441 matrix, Hunepku 21, which creates the cube of 21 cubed, or 9261, written as 1.3.3.1 in Vigesimal code. This 441 cube matrix contains a basic grammar of telepathy condensed into a set of 441 numbers, the constituent syllables or mathematical mantras. These 441 frequencies constitute the resonant building blocks of the second creation. All of the previous accumulations of knowledge, whether Islamic, Vedic, Taoist, etc., are contained within the matrix and cube structure of the 441, 1.3.3.1. Because it is literally a supermental projection, the 441 cube matrix structure is the basis of a purely mathematical form of knowledge. In order to attain perfection, we have to enlarge our consciousness to encompass a larger domain of meaning, one that transcends verbal language. According to the effort we make to expand our consciousness, the divine force will respond, making us superconscious, supermental, superhuman entities. This is the actual means of transformation. One way to expand our consciousness is to understand the way different number matrices operate and inform us. To realize this, we follow a disciplined process, such as yoga, in order to transcend or transform the lower self into the higher self. Keeping our mind focused on the highest outcome, we displace our ego with higher thought forms, by shedding the doubts and anxieties of the lower mind, which is beset with questions and worries. The 441 cube is the final manifestation of this supermental cube projection. The structure of the meaning of the cube, from the point of view of Adam and the Angel of Knowledge, is a universal experience where we enter the vortex that unifies with universal intelligence. This structure of meaning is similar to the system of the holomind perceiver with its 4 intergalactic channels. These are precisely like the 4 pillars of the cube: cosmic creation, cosmic ascension, cosmic synchronization and cosmic cube, universal matter, universal soul, universal nature, and universal intelligence. Everything is brought into the present, so that we are now being given a structure for organizing and giving a new meaning to our knowledge. This structure helps us organize the different aspects or facets of knowledge: scientific, yogic, theosophical, mathematical, aesthetic, philosophical, etc. The different levels of knowledge converge to create a cubic structure. Everything is inclusive. A cube has 6 sides. The point in the center is the 7th. 8 corners. The point in the center is the 9th. And 12 edges. The point in the center is the 13th. The fundamental number cosmologies of the even numbers of 6, 8, and 12 create the 26, 13 times 2. The dimension of time is contained in the numbers 7, 9, and 13. They create the cosmology of the cosmic constant 7 plus 9 plus 13 equals 29. Even numbers represent space. Odd numbers represent time. All possibilities of thought and knowledge are condensed into this cosmology and reformulated as fundamental numerical frequencies existing in a cosmology of mathematical meaning. Seven is the key number of the interval of lost time in eternity. In the tradition of the Ishmaelites, there were no more than 7 imams. The mystical numerology accords with the law of time and the key numbers of the synchronic order. Similarly, the Sakyamuni Buddha, who was born at the middle point of the 7th Baktun of the 13 Baktun cycle, was supposedly the 7th of the Buddhas born in this world system, during this great superkalpa of time. After him there were the 28 enlightened masters in succession from Mahakasyapa to Bodhidharma. This supermental projection into our consciousness and our discriminating awareness is meant to be meditated on and studied in order to discover its hidden matrices. This is the governing structure of the multidimensional universe. The opposite of the cube is the sphere. The sphere has no corners or edges. It is absolute. It is the light universe. From the light universe is projected the existential universe. The perfection of the existential universe is synthesized by the cube. This is why Adam, who fell from the heavenly sphere, built the first shrine to God in the form of a cube, the existential universe. Pakal Votan in his tomb held a jade sphere in his right hand and a jade cube in his left hand. This represented the absolute light universe and the absolute of the relative. Within the sphere, the cube is inscribed. There is a hypothetical sphere around the cube, as well as a hypothetical sphere at the center of the cube. One is implicit in the other, and the two go together to define each other. In the cube and Kaaba are the keys to the temple of universal religion and remembrance. You are. The stone symbolizes remembrance of our cosmic origins and holds the memory of our capacity for self-perfection. This is also the purpose of all yogic systems.
باسقات لها طلع نضيد رزقا للعباد وأحيينا به بلدة ميتا كذلك الخروج كذبت قبلهم قوم نوح وأصحاب الرس وثمود وعاد وفرعون وإخوان لوط والقرآن المجيد بل عجبوا أن جاء